Now we need to add a slider to our game. For this, we'll use the slider widget. The slider widget lets a user enter a number by sliding a control, which is called the thumb, along a straight line track where one end represents a minimum value and the other end represents a maximum value. I want to point out that in most apps, you wouldn't make the user enter a precise number value like this using a slider, because that can be kind of frustrating. However, for a game like Bullseye, the slider makes the game challenging, which is a good thing. After all, we don't want to make it too easy for the player. When creating a slider, you have a bunch of options. First, a min and max value. So if you wanted to make a slider between 1 and 5, you'd set the min to 1 and the max to 5. You provide a variable that stores the value for the slider in the value field. You can also respond to changes in the onChanged property. You can also assign certain divisions as well. We'll get started creating a simple slider, but in the follow-up course, we'll customize it. To get started, open the project in progress or download the starter project for this episode. Instead of just adding a slider to our interface, we'll encapsulate it in a widget. First, create a new file named control.dart. Make sure to import the material library. Now we'll add a stateful widget since we want to remember the state of the slider. Type ST and select the stateful widget option. Give it the name control. Now we need to create a variable to remember the slider state. We'll call it current value. We'll make it a private variable. Add the following to control state. We're getting a warning letting us know we aren't using the variable. We can ignore that for now. Now to the build method. Have it return a row widget. Next, we'll add some children. We'll add a label for the minimum value, a slider, and a text label for the maximum value. Now we'll want to set the new value of the current value property in onChanged. We do this by calling the method setState. We'll cover this method later in the course. And that's it. We are good to go. It's time to implement our new slider. Open up main.dart. Import control.dart. Now in game page state, put our new control widget underneath the prompt widget. Build and run your app. You'll see that we have a slider. It's looking good.